Well, season 3 of the hit cartoon adult show Smiling Friends is back for season 3 starting October 5th at 11:30 on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. Yes, Smiling Friends is back for a new season finally, since season 2 ended last year on June 24th, 2024. And now it's back for a third season, and it's a total of 8 episodes. Just like Rick and Morty, Smiling Friends should also air at least 20 episodes each season, because Smiling Friends is also a funny and awesome show. Funny and awesome shows on Adult Swim should have at least 20 episodes. Like, it's a crime that Smiling Friends has a total of 8 episodes for the second time since the show has existed. The first season had 9 episodes, but then season 2 and season 3 have had 8 episodes. What are you doing, Adult Swim? Come on, air more episodes, at least 20 for Smiling Friends. The show is awesome. Like I said, funny as heck. Season 2 was definitely funny. Even though the show has its, disturbing moments, it still is an awesome and funny show. That season 2 finale episode, that was effed up when they had Bill Nye, the science guy, made it animation form, and he was singing about death, and then all of a sudden he ends up dying. I mean, the way Bill Nye died, it was just effed up. The poor guy looked like he died in vain, the way he looked. As if Bill Nye was like, "Oh, the agony that I'm feeling. Oh, it hurts so much." It's like, damn, Smiling Friends, why you do Bill Nye like that? Of course, I've seen the season 3 promos, and they are awesome. There's one promo, which is part of Smiling Shorts, where Pim gets eye surgery on both of his eyes, and they're smaller. And Pim asked Charlie what he think. And Charlie was honest with him, and he said that, to be honest with him, he liked how Pim's eyes were. He thought that his eyes were iconic, along with his little tiny strip of hair on his head. He liked how one eye was big and then the other eye looked kind of small. And then Pim pretty much had that look like he feel like he made a mistake. And so Pim asked Charlie, well, why didn't he say anything before that he liked the way his eyes looked before? And Charlie said that he didn't think he had to say anything. He thought that Pim loved his eyes the way they were. I mean, Charlie had no clue that was insecure about his eyes until Pim actually mentioned about it. Poor Pim. Hopefully he gets his eyes back the way they were. His eyes were fine before. He didn't need to get surgery. I hope he didn't have low self-esteem because of that one guy, Oscar, his pen pal, in that one episode where Pim and Mr. Boss, they head to Stamptopia. And he run into his pen pal Oscar, and Oscar thanked Pim for making him be confident about his eye, because he wasn't confident about his eye. But then Pim was telling him, Oscar, it's okay. Nothing wrong with your eye. You just have to learn to love yourself, just like I love my eyes the way they are. And so Oscar says, you're right, but then he pretty much mocks Pim for his eyes the way they look. And then everybody else in the city also mocked Pim's eyes too, where poor Pim is all sad and devastated. I'm like, you asshole, you're supposed to be his pen pal and you're gonna mock the way his eyes look? What the hell? What kind of crap is that? Who does that? And the same with the people that mocked his eyes as well. Don't join the bandwagon because Oscar's doing it. F y'all too. F Oscar. F the people in the city who mocked Pim's eyes. That's why your city ended up being destroyed when you guys went off and killed yourselves. So screw you. There's nothing wrong with Pim's eyes. His eyes are fine the way they are. We like Pim. That's my boy. Don't talk about my boy. If I'm Pim, I'm dropping Oscar as my pen pal. Because you're not going to be his pen pal if you're going to talk about his eyes. When he told you, you got to love yourself. Your eye is fine. You thought it was okay to talk about Pim's eyes? When he helped your ass out? Screw you. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha my ass. That's why your city got destroyed. Then there was the one scene where a wall pretty much has a hole in it, and you'll see a random guy pretty much deceased inside the wall. And Alan, Mr. Boss, and some old guy were all shocked to see someone in that wall. Their reactions were like, what the hell? And Mr. Boss said in his deeper voice, because Mr. Boss has a higher voice, but his voice tends to sound normal and a bit deeper, where he's like, I don't know who that is. Well, Alan obviously knows who that is. Alan, you know who that is, right? Yeah. You remember the wall guy? That suspicious individual living inside the walls of Smiling Friends Inc.? Yeah, the white colored humanoid, big nose with 3 toes. Wait, why do he have 3 toes? Asymmetric eyes, and he never wore clothes for whatever reason. Yeah, the same guy where Alan came across when he saw a hole in the wall looking for a mouse, and the guy is right there in the wall, and he's on the computer. So when Alan asked him a question, he all of a sudden notices Alan, and then he covers his computer screen with his hands, like real fast. He was like, oh crap. And so Alan, asked him if he's seen a mouse, and he was just looking all suspicious and sounding suspicious, like, nope, haven't seen a man. And then Alan was, continue to look for the mouse. But then the dude had a nerve to say, by the way, the next time you might want to knock or do something else before you come into someone's wall. And so Alan tells him, dude, I don't even think you're supposed to be in here to begin with. So then he quickly gets sharp with him and goes, yeah, well, it's really none of your business. And then Alan says, it pretty much is my business, dude. And then he just gets all smart and just acting like a jerk when he replies saying, yeah. Like, whatever, just go away, okay? Go away. And I'm like, you jerk. Why was he covering the computer screen with his hands? What, he hiding something? What was he watching? Porn? I mean, it didn't look like he was watching porn, but he was covering the computer screen with his hands for whatever reason. I'm like, dude, what you hiding? If I was Alan, I would have confronted his ass, gave him a piece of my mind. I'm surprised Alan didn't let him have it. Should have knocked the crap out of him, out of his ugly, weird, white-colored humanoid face. Dude, what's your problem? I was just asking you about the mouse. I was just saying that I don't think you should be living inside the walls, that's all. And I think it still is my business because I work here. Dude, are you hard of hearing? I told you it's really none of your business, okay? Well, I mean, you don't have ears, so apparently you are hard of hearing. What are you talking about? You don't have ears either, dumbass. Yeah, true, but I did tell you once that it's none of your business, and you're still talking about it. Yeah, well, I still have a right to talk about what I want to say. Yeah, well, I still have a right to whatever I want to say. You want to go, buddy? Do you really want to do this? Yeah. And why are your hands covering the computer screen? Are you hiding something? What are you watching? Are you watching porn? Dude, again, none of your business. It is. I'm coming to whoop your ass. Come get some. Wait. No, please don't. Shut up. Let's go in. He should have done that. Well, apparently he got some karma for the way he treated Alan like a jerk. And now his ass is deceased. F you, wall guy. That's your karma. You're deceased because you were a jerk to Alan. That's what happens when you're a jerk telling somebody it's none of their business. It is their business, dude. You shouldn't be inside the walls. But no. Rest in piss, you ugly white-colored, humanoid, big-nosed, astrometric-eyed punk. You won't be missed. Tune in to Season 3 of Smiling Friends, October 5th at 11:30 on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. And of course, next Sunday, it'll be time for Fox's animation domination once again for the fall season.